Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Love After Lockup. This is season 6, episode whatever the number is. Listen, these people, I'm telling you, may the force be with them. Let's talk about what happened on the show. Okay, I'll start with Will and Courtney. They're able to work their whole thing out. She definitely was coming at him, but after cooler heads prevailed, she wanted to talk it out. He does say that he does have to work on trusting her a little bit more. He just knows how it can go being an addict. And Courtney says she has to work on just talking stuff out with him more. It just made her really upset when he didn't trust her. I still think Will had reason to feel the way that he felt, but hopefully they work out their whole communication thing. After that, they pull out some rope. You know, they're going to get into a little shibari, which it's very nice. And they just gonna be some freaks for the evening. You know, that's gonna solve some of their issues for right now. But they get over the little tiff that they had about trust and her feeling very hurt that he didn't trust her. And so they're gonna work their whole situation out. She puts her ring back on. Everything's fine there. I enjoy my bacon on the crispier side, but what is this? Alexis, what is this? This man is stressing her out so much, she's just effing up the bacon. And baby, we will not have the disrespect to the pig. All right? Especially not, the disrespect should go to the pig that you with. Alexis is sitting there, and she's made herself some breakfast. She act like she ain't make Julius none, but she definitely did. And she said, I didn't know you was even going to be here. I didn't know if you was coming home. He come in there talking about it smell good in here. Where the food at? He get his plate and sit down. She talking to him about how he ain't been home. She ain't heard from him. I didn't know what was going on. And Julius is telling her, don't I always come home? Obviously, no, you don't, because you didn't come home last night. So, no, you don't always come home. So Alexis is just going back and forth with him. She's frustrated. She's still upset about this whole video girl situation that has gone on. And Julius is telling her she just got to chill. Like, it's going to be stuff that's going on. He an artist. So that's just kind of what it's going to be. You just need to chill out. And she let him know that she has something that she needs to tell him because it's very serious. And of course, what she has to tell him is that she is pregnant. So she go get the test. And do you know this man looked at her and said, dang, that's crazy. If a man looks at your pregnancy test and tell you that's crazy and he's the one that impregnated you, I'm not going to say what I want to say because I know people get real sensitive about the topic. But that, if you can, depending on your, get them babies to God. Because he ain't finna do right. He's finna make both of y'all lives extremely miserable. And I know when you want to be a mother, you just feel like you are going to be enough and everything is going to be fine. And I'm not saying that it won't, but because Alexis already doesn't seem to have her thinking skills wrapped too tight around the concept of love and nurture and devotion, it don't seem like she wrapped tight in those areas. And I don't think she needs to be raising a child with the level of healing work that she needs to do. And I don't think it's fair to heal through your children. I know it happens, but I don't think that's fair to put that's not really your child's job to do. Right. They have their own life work that they're going to do. And it's on you to be the best person you can be to raise them to be that person. I don't know. I just think it's a lot of selfishness that goes on with having children. It's what I want to do. It's what I need. It's never about the child, you know? So I just don't think she's ready, but it's here now, right? I think she's already had the baby, if not close to it. So all of that doesn't even matter. But I think given the situation and the man she has been impregnated by, she should have made a different decision. But that shoulda, coulda, woulda's water under the bridge. We can just move on from there. After so many that's crazies and Julia's telling her, like, I'm not really trying to be in this situation right now. Like, I'm not saying, it sounds like I'm saying. That's exactly what he was saying. When he looked at her and said, you going to be able to handle all that? He's telling you to your face, this is on you. This is on you. I'm not excited about this. I thought he would be nervous, but I expected him to be excited. Just because a man talks about having children with you one day does not mean he is ready for you to turn around and get pregnant. He ain't ready for that. And I understand it's confusing because he's doing things inside of you, right? Where he knows children can be created. And this is not me letting Julius off the hook at all. This is me letting Alexis know that he showed you before he even entered your body what type of man he was, girl. And if you ain't figured it out by then, you still had a window of time to go ahead and figure it out. It ain't even about the baby. You want this man. You wanted this man to be connected to for the rest of your life. That's just what it was. It's a bad decision, but that's just what it was. So that's what's going to happen. He looking at her and pretty much telling her, this is on you. This is crazy right now. I'm not really trying to do this. He tells in the confessionals, I ain't ready to be no father. So Alexis gets up and walks out the room. She's upset. It's pissing her off. He comes to get her. He apologizes, only for them to get into it 30 seconds later. They getting into it now about the fact that she said, now that I'm pregnant, it's time for us to get serious about our life. You need to buckle down. You need to get that delivery job. And he was just like, delivery? I ain't trying to be no delivery, baby. I'm about this rap. I'm about this music. I'm about this paper. He's a terrible rapper. I don't know why he believes delusions of grandeur run really high with Julius. He's not going to make it in the industry at all. The raps are trash. And he doesn't even have a good gimmick going. You know, I think he because he cute and he got locks and he light skin. You might have been popping in jail, but in the streets, you a dime a dozen. We got some of them out here already. We already got light skins rapping. We already have that. We don't need another carbon copy of it. What you think? Because you went to jail, you got a story? No. So he telling her that's what he about to do. He ain't about no delivery boy life. He ain't trying to do all of that. And she was just like, no, you need to be trying to do something else. Like, what are you talking about? You are crazy. And so when she's telling him he gonna have to start pulling his weight and she needs some money around that house, he was like, this is your house. Like, what that got to do with me? She said, aren't you living here? He said, I ain't got to live here. I don't got to be here. She's talking about how she put money on his books and how she done. He was like, what have you done for me? I took care of you. I was helping you with stuff. I got you a phone. That's more than anybody else did. And he was just like, yeah, and that's why you in my presence. That's why you in the position that you in now. Do you hear this broke bum? A homosexual? That's why he apologized. He can't lose his bottom, bitch. That's who you are. And he said it's an honor to be in his presence. This jailbird said it with no job, sat in your face and told you, hold on, this jailbird with no job who drove your car to pick up a young man who got out of the front seat and told you it was a video girl, then went to Vengeance and bought some hood clothes and was in the studio, gone overnight, no job, sleeping in your house, your bed, has impregnated you, and now looked at you and asked, what kind of money could you possibly be wanting? Like, that's on you. These your bills, that's you. All of this is on you. Told you that's why you're in his presence. If only you had the love for yourself that he got for himself. Because he going to put himself first every time, queen. And he's always going to put you number 37, if that. I hate it for her. I hate it. I hate that she has gotten pregnant by him. It pisses me off to even talk about. And to watch her sit there and just try to have some kind of, you getting worked up by this whole conversation. The baby going to be stressed out already. You getting worked up over the stuff that he's saying to you. Take it as a sign. Take it as a red flag. Leave him alone. Please. Oh my gosh. Let me move on because she ain't finna get me worked up. You know, I wanted to believe that Deodric was a little bit different and he was trying to do the right thing, but I was wrong. Deodric is manipulative. He's nigging out, and it's really hard to watch on camera. He come back to the house looking at Kiana like, why you mad? Why you throwing my stuff around when you the one that did wrong? When was this? Was this something you knew about upon returning from jail? You already knew that she had been having entertaining conversations with another man. It seemed like that's something you already knew about. Now you're trying to conveniently bring it up so that you can have an excuse as to why you was messing with Juela. Because this sounds like something that been happened. This does not sound like a new event that you just discovered and then you went to go mess with Juela. That's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong. But let's say it was a recent event and you found out that while you were in, she was sending text messages to this guy or talking on the phone to this guy or whatever. I am so tired of y'all getting on here, being in jail and being mad about somebody being disloyal to you while you was in jail. You was in jail. You was in jail. And these women keep saying, well, if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't have waited for me. All the more reason to not be with him. If you don't think that man would have waited for you, if you don't think that man would have been loyal to you while you was in a situation, all the more reason to not be with him. And that's one thing women can learn from men. Men, for the most part, not all, because I know you're going to say, well, I let my ex-wife cheat on me. Okay, well, brother, that was you. Most of the time, men are going to put themselves first. It's something that I really, really admire about them. And it's not even anything that they do maliciously. It's almost like second nature. Like, why wouldn't I put myself first? Ladies, please take a lesson here. If a man want to get married, he go find a woman, he get married. If a man want to have kids, he gonna find somebody and he do what he got to do and he start having the kids with her. If he want to get a certain job, he go out and figure out what he need to do to get the job. If he want a certain type of woman, he figure out how to level up to be that kind of man to get that kind of woman. All of that. If he don't want to take care of the kids, he figure out how to get them kids to his grandma's house and not take care of them kids. Like they are going to put themselves in the right position. Ladies, I'm not saying do it all the way, but learn how to put yourself. If you know a man would not be loyal to you while you was locked up, then just go ahead and be done with him. It's not like he gonna become it could be, right? He could become this great influential man and completely change his life. Those things could happen. But chances are he gonna have a rough start and you ain't got to be a part of none of that. You could have been and found you a different type of man that was already upwardly mobile or already getting there without the felon time included. He got a whole bunch of kids. We see him with these kids he got with Joella. Where them other kids at? Are you dead beaten? Where are those other children? Why don't we ever hear any talk about them? He's cheated on you with Joella before. Even prior to all this lockup stuff, he already has cheated on you multiple times. Y'all been off and on all this time, and it's been a bunch of children in the mix. You shouldn't even want him. And Deodric, you ain't shit for coming in there and bringing up old stuff, talking about, but what about when you was with you? When you done cheated on this girl multiple times? Like, that's what I'm saying. Ladies, please. I would have looked at him and been like, yeah, I was talking to another man and what? I'm not apologizing for it. My 1 to your 19. And if you don't like it, get the hell out. I don't care. It's easier to find a man than it is to find a damn water. Very easy. You could walk up to a man on the street and say, do you want to be mine? And he will say yes. So please, girl, stop. Boy, y'all hanging on the crumbs and I can't take it. Lord forbid I take Brian's side. Brooklyn, please. You gonna stroke out. You need to relax yourself. I don't understand why you getting so worked up. Let me tell you. Brian just got out of jail. It seems to me he's trying to do the right thing because like he told his friend, I'm not trying to go to no strip club. Just go ahead and take me home. Yes, it would be fun. It would be nice. I understand I got a headache at home, but it's my headache. Like he said, it's my mess. It's my headache. And that's where I want to be. Take me home. The homeboy is doing a lot, yelling at Brooklyn. Brian, I would have put a stop to that. I would have said, hey, bruh, thank you. Thank you for taking me. Have a good one. But I think he kind of, because Brooklyn was getting on his nerves, I think he wanted somebody to get on her nerves the way that she was getting on his. So I think that's why he didn't say anything. When they get in the house, he does mention the strip club, and he might as well because she going to find out anyway. But she going off so much like, oh, you went to the strip club? Like, you trying to tell me you didn't even go in? Now you tell me you was going to look for clothes, and now you telling me you was going to the strip club, and you a minute late. What if they would have called Brooklyn? If they would have called and he would have got in trouble, the trouble would have been his. It would not have been on you. You are not his warden. You are not his mother. I understand. She keeps saying, I just care about you and I want the best for you. No, you are in fear of losing him. There's a difference. You may want good things for him, but you're trying to do it at all costs. You almost trying to force him to take better care of himself. He gonna do what he got to do for him. He gonna do what he got to do for you. And whatever he don't do is on him. You done got your daughter involved. Listen, anytime you dealing with a man, same thing with men. Anytime you dealing with a woman, it's always a risk that you might get your heart broke. It's always a risk that you might get disappointed. You can either go in, it's like playing poker. You can either go into the game and, play your hand, or you can fold and you can stay out of the game. Those are your two options. But if you want love, if you want romance, if you want those things, then you got to play. You got to play. Okay? You got to play. In Brooklyn, you're not playing the cards right. I don't like what you're doing. All that yelling and screaming and carrying on, that's not going to make nobody want to be with you. It's like you want to control the situation to keep, like, if he don't leave my sight, then I could, no, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So you're in fear of losing him. You do want the best for him, but it has less to do with that and more about your fear of losing him. That's it, and that's all. Brian is trying his best, I think, with Brooklyn. He telling her, listen, I was here on time, okay? That's all you need to worry about. I appreciate you, but I am here. He keeps telling her, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. This is where I want to be. So he talking good for now. And all you can do right now, Brooklyn, is trust that. That's all you can do. If you're going to be with him, that's all you can do. The next day, him and the baby cook her breakfast, which I thought was really sweet. And I guess this little moment is over. She talks about how disappointed she is that she hasn't gotten pregnant. And like, what if I can't? What if I can't get pregnant? Then what? Like, everything, all the questions that she asks have to do with him leaving. Have you noticed that? What if you would have been late? You would have been taken away from me. You would have went to jail. What if I'm not able to have a baby? You gonna leave me. You gonna find somebody who can. So she got some abandonment issues that she's going to have to address with a very good therapist. But it is not on him to fix those for you. He is doing the best he can by telling you he going to be there. Now, he's saying he don't care if they don't have kids. I don't think that's true. I think he really do plan to have a baby, and she better be able to do it. I don't think he will stay with her if she can't. But that's just me. I think he wants his own children. They got a lot going on, but I think Brian is trying. I will give him that. Now, this was very hard to watch. I feel very sorry for Joey, but in the end of it all, his mom was right. He was a con. This is a blessing in disguise, because what do we see? Michael right back in some type of lockup. He's in a work program because he used immediately after breaking up with Joey. He used right after and said that he slept around with about 14 people and laughed about it. He's not ready to be in a committed relationship. And I think Joey was hurt, but he was coming to realize it was for the best. But he said something that reminded me. There's this book called All About Love. It's an old book by Bell Hooks. I recommend that everybody read it. It really changed the way that I viewed love, specifically romantic love. And when Joey was talking about how he was terrified he was going to be alone for the rest of his life, that he was never going to find anyone to love him the way that he loved them, and how he may have to get out of the fairy tale. A lot of us, our version of love is wrapped up in a fairy tale. Right. And that book is really what helped me to realize that a lot of the concept that we have of love is wrapped up in kind of like a fairy tale and a little bit of fear as well. And Joey does have people who love him the way that he, maybe not romantically, there's no sex or anything involved, but he does have people who truly, truly love him. And I was really glad to hear him say he has an amazing support system. He does have a lot of love in his life. He has, and I think, coming from somebody who has had a lot of family support and friends, I think sometimes you can take it for granted because you've always had it. And you kind of long for something else. And it took me having some really hurtful, failed relationships, some even that I thought was love, or some where I had this longing to have these feelings of immense romance and love, to find that I had love in my life the whole entire time. I had people who saw me and all of my flaws and said, we don't care. I had people who I'd done nothing for look at me and think I was the most amazing person in the world. And that is something I will never take for granted again. It was the most wonderful feeling. It's still the most wonderful feeling. And I try my best every day not to take it for granted. That book, All About Love, showed me that I really had people who loved me. And the people that I thought, especially in my romantic relationships, the things that I thought were love were really just infatuation, were really just people trying to get their needs met. There was like in it, there was feeling, there was emotion, there was romance, but there was no truly feeling seen, not in this way. And so I hope that Joey does find that, though, because it's possible to find that. I think, I'm not saying that romantic love is not. Absolutely. It's possible to find someone who loves you fully and can still give you that romance type of feel. But because so many people have a faulty concept of love in their romantic relationships, I think it's few and far between just for that reason, just because there's a confusion on what love truly is. I think a lot of people really just do not know. They think if you look good and, I like sleeping with you and, I find you to be nice enough and I like to spend a couple days with you, then I love you, and it is so much. It's soul changing. It shifts your perspective. It's like a contribution to your higher self, your greater self. Nothing feels competitive. It's just different. So I don't know. I think Joy's gonna be okay though. This family really do rock with him, and I love that for him. And this is stupid. JK, what did you come over there for? You said you came to clear the air with Ashley and to thank her. Seems like to me you just came over there to see if she was still emotionally tied into you so you could turn her down and tell her no. And I love when she told her, listen, if I'm not what you want, if I'm not what you need, I've already apologized. I didn't sleep with my ex or any of that. I've already apologized. I've been there for you. But if I'm not the woman you want, then just let me go. And I had a lot of respect for her for saying that, because now I'm calling your bluff. You talking about all this hurt I put you through and I hurt you to your core and I was disloyal. If one more of y'all talk about disloyalty while y'all was locked up, I know something. But I did all of that to you, but then leave me alone. If I hurt you that bad, leave me alone. And I can move on with my life and you can move on with yours. Because what you over here for, doing all that crying, did you just want to let me know? Did you just want to stick it to me? Okay, now we both sad. Is that what you wanted? So he get in the car. Brooke already on her way out there because she prepared to fight. He said, look, just meet me in Waco. Okay, he tried to lie at first. And too late. The tracking device is already on there. Brooke, she ain't keeping it player. I wouldn't have said nothing about that tracking device. I would have just been calling, seeing if he was going to lie, and then just seeing how many lies he was going to rack up before he finally told me the truth, which he probably never would have. So there's that. Brooke meets him in Waco. They have dinner, to which maybe lunch. It don't matter. Where he basically is just trying to explain to her he needed to go over there to have some closure and let Ashley know it's about you. I want you. You really wasn't mentioning Brooke too much while you was there. You actually was mentioning yourself, how you felt and your feelings and all of this other stuff y'all needed to hash out in regards to her ex. You ain't really mentioned Brooke like that. But Brooke know better. She knows that there was no reason for him to be over there. She knows that he has some type of emotional pull towards Ashley. He really does want to be with her, but he trying to stand on all the stuff that he said before. He trying not to look like no fool. You already look like a fool. You might as well get back with her. I sound highly irritable in this review, I know. But Brooke says that it's going to take a lot to earn her trust back. It ain't going to take that much, JK. It ain't gonna take that much. Take them kids fishing and all is gonna be forgiven. But yeah, he going back over there. This thing with him and Ashley is not done. As soon as Ashley say something like, well, I don't want you anyway, or I done moved on, he gonna drop Brooke. Watch. Forget everything I said earlier about these two fools, because at the end of the episode, we see Kiana getting ready for a date with Deodric. Deodric is at his house with his children and Joella. Joella is in the living room with the kids. He step out and he go call Kiana so he can get ready to take her out, because now, and see, his father, I'm not even sure how much of a role model he is, okay, because some of his advice sound a little shysty as well, and that's where Deodric get it from. He step out to call Kiana because he realizes that the vibe him and Joella have ain't the same vibe that him and Kiana have. While I have no doubts that he does like Kiana, I think the vibe that he's talking about is the vibe where he ain't got to be full time with his own children. See, when he with Joella, them kids there all the time. That's 24/7. That's a family man he got to be. He don't get to just pop in and daddy, so excited, and there for 2 nights and then go home to a child-free house. He don't get to do that with Joella. It's kids all the time. If he wanted to be in a home with a family and children, he would have stayed with one of them baby mamas. He don't. There's a reason why. I think he wants to be a child-free man at home with Kiana. As soon as Kiana start having kids, he gonna leave her too. He don't want to be in no home with no children. That's what I think the vibe is. The vibe is freedom. The vibe is I ain't got no kids. The vibe is she paying most of the bills around here. That's the vibe. I got a lovely home to come to. I got a cute woman. She cute. But I bet you as soon as she have a baby, he out to find another child-free woman. Kiana, you better be careful, girl. But I can't tell you nothing. You gonna be foolish, so carry on. And that's really it, y'all. You know, Joella thought she had won one. He'll be back to Joella eventually, child. I don't know. She must got that good. But yeah, I'm just this. I know it wasn't that great of a review, but I was pretty irritated this episode. Everybody was getting on my nerves. The only W in the episode to me was Joey realizing he needed to let Michael go because he wasn't about to let anybody drag him back down into using again. And that decision that Michael made to leave Joey, although hurtful, was the right decision because Michael went out and was very reckless within 24 hours. So he wasn't ready. I think he loved at the capacity that he could, which wasn't very much. So that was the only W that Joey got away. And I hope he don't go back. That's it, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe, I guess, child. It's usually better than this, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.